All right, welcome to week one. So I am just going to go over your assignments for the week. And remember that the week starts Friday, May 3rd, and not Wednesday. So any assignment that was originally listed due for Saturday is actually due Tuesday night at 11:59 p.m. So this week, you should watch week the course introduction video, which talks about language as a gift from God, and that will be useful for the entire course, but also for your first discussion post. So you'll definitely want to watch that and/or read the transcript. And there are other readings that you'll need to do and videos to watch. There's one video on the power of language and talking about how language really structures our world. So you want to watch that TED Talk. And then you have a reading from Writing Commons about the writing process and section 9.1 and 9.2 in your textbook, which I did bring today. So this is in conversation. And then you will be reading sections 9.1 and 9.2 on integrating quotations and using quotations in your writing. So you want to do that. And then there's also supplemental resources you can check out. What you're going to want to do is identify which citation style your discipline uses. So whether that be APA or Chicago Turabian, it will depend on whether you're in ministry. If you're in ministry, you're going to typically use, or theology, you're going to typically use Chicago Turabian, and if you're in another discipline, you'll probably use APA. So you want to familiarize yourself with the citation style for your particular discipline, as you'll be working with that for Comp 1 and Comp 2. And there are full citation guides at the back of your textbook, and then there's also resources linked on Brightspace as well. So once you've done the readings and the videos for this week, you'll want to complete the week 1 discussion forum. The initial post originally was set to be due Saturday night. However, I've extended that to Tuesday night, so you'll have both the discussion post and the 2 response posts due by Tuesday. So hopefully people are sort of posting in advance so that we can have a chance to have the responses by Tuesday night at 11:59 p.m. So the discussion forum asks you to think about how language is a God-given tool, and think more about language from a Christian perspective. And then you'll have 2 response posts that in which you can ask questions for your peers or elaborate upon their ideas. Basically, you want to avoid just saying, great post, loved this idea. You want to really explain what you loved about it, what you appreciated, or expand upon their answers, or offer feedback. Those response posts should be a minimum of 100 words, so there are chances for you to engage in discussion with your classmates and not just give them a thumbs up, right? So you have that. You also have the week 1 reading quiz, and that's going to ask you questions about those readings that you have for this week. So that's auto-graded. Originally was due Saturday, but is now due Tuesday as well. And then you have the week 1 assignment pretest, and that is not like a multiple choice quiz scenario. It's an essay. It's a 600-word minimum essay in which you are going to talk about a scenario in which communication between 2 or more people failed. And it can't be because they didn't speak the same language. It needs to be because they had some sort of difference, whether that be a political difference or a difference in race or gender or beliefs, religion, etc. So think about a communication scenario where people just couldn't quite get on the same page, where consensus was not achieved, or whether there was discord or disagreement, etc., where people just couldn't quite communicate or understand each other, right? And so you want to reflect on that scenario and explain in depth what happened. If you can't think of one on your own, you can talk about one that you witnessed, and you want to think about why it didn't succeed? What were those personal differences that were involved that impeded or prevented understanding there? So that's a minimum of 600 words, and it should have an introduction and a thesis statement in that introduction, and a body and a conclusion. So it should be an essay format, even though it's only 600 words. So you'll want to attend to things like organization and focus, etc. So that will help me kind of see where your writing is at, and also give you a chance to start exploring the importance of communication and just how integral it is to us understanding ourselves and each other and the world that God created. So I look forward to reading your initial work. And don't forget to schedule a meeting with me within the first 2 weeks. Either book that through the You Can Book Me link that's on the first welcome assignment or announcement, or you can email me directly at jajanacek@seu.edu to schedule that appointment within the first 2 weeks so I can meet you and learn more about you. And if you haven't already done so, you also need to do that welcome post that's due Friday at 11:59 p.m. where you're just introducing yourself to the class and greeting at least 2 other of your colleagues in this class, and then signing that acknowledgement form, because if you don't do the acknowledgement form by the end of the week, you'll be dropped from the course. So make sure you do that as well. And then, yeah, that's week 1 in a nutshell.